Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dustin and welcome to my channel. Today I want to do this very blown out, colorful eye look, and I want to use the Juvia's Place Wahala II palette. This look came to mind a few days ago and I haven't stopped thinking about it, so of course I have to do it. So in case you don't know, this is the palette. This is what the inside looks like. I have a review video on it and that is on my page, as well as in the corner and down below if I remember. Before I jump into this, I just want to say that I want to make my videos a little bit more detailed and a little bit more explained out, so people who are visually impaired can follow along, because I think her name is Molly Burke. She's a YouTuber and she's visually impaired. She's blind. She still enjoys makeup and reaches for neutral tones, and I've been thinking about that. And if like her or someone else who wants like a colorful palette like this, but they can't see the colors, I want them to be able to. So like, in case you don't know, it's broken up into sections and rows, so columns and rows. So like columns go down, rows go left to right. So that's, I think, how I'm gonna explain these videos from now on. So like, for example, one of the shades I want to use is Wasted. And so it would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th column, first row. That way they know that that's the shade that I'm gonna be using. Same with if I use the shade Lust, that'd be the 1, 2, 3, 4th column, 1, 2, 3, 3rd row down. Know what I mean? So I want to do more stuff like that. As always, I'm going to be saying the name of the brush that I use, but I'm going to try and start explaining what type of brush it is. For like, this would be a big blending brush. So that way if like the person like runs their fingers over it, they can probably like figure out if it's a big or small blending brush. Know what I mean? Just to help out people who are visually impaired, or if they just listen to the audio of this video, I want them to do their best on what I'm doing, okay? So that's what I'm going to start doing, and this is the type of video I'm going to be making. In-depth tutorial using the Juvia's Place Wahala II palette. I am going to try for a double cut crease today, so that's going to be great. So let's jump into it, but if you're not already subscribed to my channel, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, or if you're excited for this new explanation thing that I'm looking forward to. And let's get into this video. I am going to prime my eyes using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. Juvia's Place just came out with an eye primer and I want to use it, but I couldn't find it in Ulta yet, even though it's on the Ulta app, and I don't feel like ordering it. I know it comes in 3 shades. There's a light, a medium, and a dark or deep. I don't remember what they advertise it as, but I want the light shade and the medium shade of the eye primer because I don't know which one will fit me better. Maybe like both will work for different things. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the, oh god, like a very small amount on my index finger, and I'm going to place it on my eyelid by tapping it around, and then once I think I have it all placed oddly, I'm going to take a concealer brush. I'm using the Ulta Beauty Buffing Concealer Brush. It's like a thicker brush, and I'm just going to pat it around the eye, blending it out. We're going to move on to the eyeshadow. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to follow my crease and then swoop it out to the tail of my brow. Because I want to create, I don't know the name for it, but that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to work the shadows into the crease and then swoop it out. But I want to do 3 shadows in the crease. And we're going to start on large fluffy brushes. So the first shade we're going to pick up is the shade Wasted. It is an orange shade and it is in the 5th column, first row. It's a matte orange, and I'm going to pick that up on a Morphe M441 brush. It is a large fluffy brush, and we're going to work this into the inner third of the crease because I want to do 3 colors in the crease. So first I'm starting by packing that color into the crease because I want to make sure it pops up. I'm not blending the shade out, I'm just picking it up on the brush, tapping off some excess, and stamping it onto the inner third. And then when I feel like I'm good, I am blending in circular motions. When I feel like I'm good, I'm blending out in circular motion. Oh, Jesus. When I feel like I have enough color, I am blending it out in circular motions just on the outer edges to make sure that we have a good blend. Once I'm good with that color, I'm going to take another brush, but the same brush, if that makes sense. So I'm taking another Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to pick up a different shade, and this is going to go on the center portion of our crease. And that shade is going to be the shade, it's going to be the shade Fury. It is in the second column and fourth row down. It is a matte cobalt blue shade. I believe cobalt is the right shade of blue. It's not cobalt. I don't know. It's a blue. It's a blue. It's a, yeah. I don't know how to explain it. I wish I did. I'm sorry. But we're going to do the same thing with that. We're going to pick it up on the brush, tap off the excess, and blend it, well, pack it, and then blend it onto the center of the crease. Something to be mindful of is that you are going to have to go in with previous shades and build those back up, because we are going to lose them slightly as we build color. This is what we have so far. It looks like a hot mess, but it'll come together. Now we're going to add a pink shade, and this is going to go into, this is going to be like a giant V, basically. It's going to go from where we stopped the blue, out past the tail, and then down towards the lower lash line. So in like a V situation, it's going to be blown out, and it's going to be blended out as well. So for that, I'm going to take a slightly smaller blending brush. When I say slightly smaller, I mean it's still a big fluffy blending brush, but it's not as big as the M441. This is the M443 brush. Looks like this. I'll do a side-to-side comparison of the two so you kind of have an understanding. So the one that's blue is obviously the 441, and then this one on the other side is the 433. And we're going to pick up the shade Too Much. This is in the 6th column, 2nd row down. It is a matte pink, and like I just said, this is going to be blown out into a V shape going a little bit past the tail of the brow. So I'm starting where I left off the blue and winging that out, and then I'm going to the very corner outer portion of my eye and going out and connecting it. It's going to look super weird. It'll look better when it's all blended in. I love it. My eyebrows are two different shapes. This is ridiculous. Okay. We do have to go in with the previous shades because we did either lose some color or it's overlapping too much into the others. So we're going to go in with the previous shades and rebuild those up to make sure that we can see them. So I'm going back in with the blue and blending it in, really picking it up and blending it in with the pink to make a gradient and slightly blending it in with the orange. Now, while I do this, I also want to say that you don't need the Wahala II palette from Juvia's Place to do this look. You can use any colorful eyeshadow palette look. Other examples are the Morphe and Lisa Frank palette, the Morphe and James Charles palette, and the Blend Bunny Cosmetics palette. But I believe the Carnival palette from Be Perfect is also super colorful, so you can use that too. Basically, any eyeshadow palette you have that has colors in it. But now I'm going into the orange and working that back in, blending it with the blue and blending it in. Maybe I do like a natural look next video because this is a lot. All right, so now that we have that, we're going to take a small we're going to take a small blending brush. Okay, I lied. We're not going to pick up another shade, so scratch that. Don't even include that, Dustin. What we're going to do now is we're going to cut the crease, and I'm going to use the eye primer again, and I'm going to use a super small flat brush for this because I want it to be very precise and I want it to look good. So I'm going to pick up this doesn't even have a number on it anymore. I'm sorry. Super small flat brush. If you have one of those, it's going to be great. What we're going to do is we're going to cut the crease in the same shape that we did with the 3 colors. And we're going to create a smaller V in the pink and connecting that to the edge of our eye. So basically the same shape, but with concealer eye primer. And I'm going to use my Anastasia eye primer because it is the lightest base that I have and it gets the job done. But I know some people use like some cleansing water or something, don't remember the name of it, and a Q-tip. And then go in with the primer so they don't get the color payoff, but like I don't have the patience. So that's the shape we're going for. We cut the crease, and as I was cutting it, I realized that if you're visually impaired, you probably can't cut your crease because you can't see anything. But if you can, cool. But if you can't, I was thinking instead of cutting the crease, you pack a darker shade into the outer corner of your eye on the lid and blend that out a little bit, and then pack on a light shimmer shade on the center portion of the lid, because it'll give you roughly the same effect that we're going for. So what I want to do is I want to pack the entire cut crease area with a white shimmer. And for that first column, first shade, I'm going to use the shade Fame. It is a very smooth, very light shimmer shade, and I want to pack this all over the lid. It has like a little bit of a green shift to it, but I think it'll look super cool. I'm going to lay down some loose powder underneath my eyes to catch any fallout, because I don't want my cheek area becoming filled with shimmer. What I'm going to do is I picked up a flat brush, the Morphe E63, and it is just a flat brush. I believe people can use this for concealer or something. I use it for either cutting my crease or laying down a shimmer shade on my lid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the shade Fame on the brush. I'm going to spray my brush afterwards with some setting spray. This way the brush gets a little wet and the shimmer shade can stick to the lid more. I think I said we were going to do a double cut crease. I think I lied. So I am packing this shade onto the lid, starting with around the line of the cut crease, and then I will pack it inward. Look, I don't do drag, but I've been watching a lot of Drag Race, and I feel like my looks are resembling that. Alright, so we're going to pick up the shade Chakra, which is in the first column, third shade down, and this is like a more pure white version of Fame, and we're going to pick it up on the same brush and just pack this onto the lid, just to give it some dimension. Just pack it all over, don't need to be super precise, as long as it gets basically everywhere inside the lines. So now that that's down, we're actually going to create like a little bit of a liner as well, and we're going to do that with a smudge brush. And the smudge brush I'm using is a Sephora smudge brush. That's literally the name of it. We're going to pick up the shade ASAP. ASAP is a matte brown shade, and it's in the 5th column, 5th row down. It's on the very bottom row, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a wing shape. It's going to start from where our middle portion of our top lash line and make a wing out, connecting it to the end of the cut crease and bringing it down to the end of the eye. That's going to be the shape of our liner. And you're probably like, so why bother doing that entire lid, the shimmer shade? And that's because I didn't know if I wanted to do the liner. Alright, so after we get the smudge brush part down, I'm going to take an angled brush. The angled brush I'm using is basically mainly for eyebrows, but I'm going to use it for liner, and this is the Morphe M158. It's a pointed angle brush, and on the other side of the brush there's a spoolie. I'm going to go back into that shade ASAP and really make this into a liner. So there we go. That's the eye. Oh god. Doing this on this side is going to be a pain in the butt. We got that. It looks okay. I always enjoy this side more. We're going to wipe off the bake. For the lower lash line, we're actually going to go with a few different shades that we haven't used yet. And I'm just going to take more smudge brushes. So I'm going to take an Anastasia Beverly Hill brush that comes in the palettes. It's a duo side. It has a fluffy side and a smudge side. We're going to take the smudge side and we're going to pick up the shade Lust. This is a more turquoise shade. It is in the 4th column, 3rd row down. It's a matte turquoise shade. We're going to blend this on the outer half of our lower lash line, connecting it with, actually this is more green, connecting it with the pink. Next, we're going to take another smudge brush. I'm just going to use a different version of that same brush. We're going to go in with Jealous. This is more of a blue, light blue, sky blue, green blue, combination of the three. I'm so bad at explaining. I'm so sorry. It is in the 4th column, 5th row. It's on the bottom row and it's directly in the middle. We're going to take that and blend it on the inner half of the lower lash line. The shade is super similar to Lust, just slightly more blue, so it's not going to look like there's a big difference, but I think it'll give a pop. Alright, so I don't think this is going to work out, but before we add an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight, I want to create a little like fox eye type of thing. So we're going to take that brown shade again in the same angle brush, and we're going to do like a little extension of our inner corner. Alright, wow, that turned out super well. Cool. So now we're going to add, grab whatever brush you want your inner corner highlight and brow bone to be. We all have our own faves. I used to use a bullet brush, but now I really enjoy like a small flat brush. I'm using the Morphe M152. And I'm going to pick up the shade Chakra from before and pack it into the inner corner and blend it out on my brow bone. Now we are going to have to go in with that brown again because we are kind of covering it up. So go ahead and fix that brown inner corner. So now go ahead and finish off the rest of your face. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add brows, a lash, and a lip. And we are going to be right back to talk about the end of this look. Alright, so this is the final look. Lashes, I used Cash Beauty in the shade Rich. In the style Rich. Lip liner is the Maybelline New York Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in Totally Toffee. And lipstick is Cash Beauty Rose Nude Lipstick. I think it's cute. I think this whole look is cute. So this is the final look. How do we enjoy it? Do you think it came out splendidly? Ooh, let's take them now. So this is the final look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was detailed enough for you. Like, I'll know when I edit it. And my videos from now on will be probably just as detailed. So do expect possibly longer videos because I'm explaining things more. I hope you enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the extra explanations. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And follow me on all my social medias that are down below. Have a great day, a great week, a great weekend, and a great month. And I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.